Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your final act of the evening, one of my favorites in the world, Mr. Charlie Demers.
Thank you so much. How about a big round of applause for Kevin? And for everybody who was on the show tonight. What a show! This was so great. So funny. All headliners, everybody's... And I want to be clear, don't read too much into the fact that I'm going up last. That's just, I had to run home and change because Yumi and I wore the same thing. And we are... Yumi and I had a good laugh about that. We know each other, actually. Funny enough, we didn't even meet in the comedy world. I actually met her in Japan. I was over there teaching English, and you can only do a few of those jokes before it's creepy. I want to say, and for those watching at home, how about a big round of applause for everybody watching at home, everybody? You guys send some love. Sending some love out into the web. This is, right now, for those of you at home watching on the live stream, you are currently watching the single most wholesome video on the internet featuring 5 white guys and a Japanese woman. So congratulations. Most of them are disappointed. Boy, what a thrill. We're here. It's March 21st, everybody. As some of you may know, the International Day for the Elimination of Racism. Right? Yeah, one person half-heartedly clapped the elimination of racism. The rest of you were just doing a Donald Trump press conference. That's a real, come on, I mean, I understand that these are weird times in which to be an anti-racist, because it's all this stuff that we've all been taking for granted, so we thought, right? But as it turns out, people are like, no, we're still racist, this is cool. It's like a whole thing that's just still happening, like, where you're like, that, Survivor's still on? Like, you check out, and you just find out that racism got like 12 more seasons. No, it's a wild time. Like, I was in the United States a few months ago with my family. We were on vacation, and this is a true story. We were at, I saw, just walking around, a Nazi. Like, I just saw, in real life, a Nazi man. Just in the wild. I wasn't able to get him to, like, eat out of my hand or anything. Just keep him calm down and give the... This, by the way, this is the sound that all dads make to attract all animals that no animal has ever made. It's always approached with 100% confidence. I'll get this guy over here. And what is that money? What is being acted out? Anyway, just a sidebar to my act tonight. We can all stop doing this is just interspecies street harassment. But anyway, this Nazi. So we're in this, what would you call it? It was like a food truck plaza, I guess. It was like a Mexican food truck and a Thai food truck. And this guy gets out of his car, and he was a sleeveless gentleman. And he was an enthusiast of the white race. And he expressed this enthusiasm via a straight-up Nazi tattoo. Like, he had and I'm not like exaggerating, he had it was the SS logo he had on his arm. Insignia, it's probably a better logo, makes it sound more like Shop Nazi. He had the SS insignia, and then, in case, like, if that were too subtle, he had a swastika. He had a swastika on his arm. We're doing a comedy night here, right? But I can't overemphasize how nightmarish that is to see in real life on another human being. I saw it, this swastika tattoo, and I thought, you racist monster, right? And then he goes to this taco truck, and he orders his lunch. And then I was like, you fucking hypocrite. That's not how this works, buddy. You don't get to be for the global supremacy of the pure Aryan bloodline, but with the occasional break for some delicious tortillas. This is pretty shabby Nazism, no? I wanted to say to him, come be the change you want to see in the world. Can you imagine the gall that it would take to walk into our multiracial food paradise? You got a fucking swastika on your arm, and you think I'm just gonna pick the best lunch from the panoply of peoples living peacefully together. It's not about you. Fuck that. You find the schnitzel truck and you get the fuck out of here, asshole. Nazi eating tacos, not on my watch. I thought safely inside my own head. It's a crazy thing. The very concept of white supremacy, the idea that this is a belief that would arise in the first place, let alone come back. It's so crazy. It's a whole belief system that has no supporting evidence. Like the idea that white people are any better than anybody else, there's nothing to support that. Like the best you could say about us is that we tend, on average, to have better desserts. That's like the one, and the desserts are good. And we did really knock it out of the park on that one, and that's fine. And I learned how good white desserts are by marrying into a Chinese family. And, people always go, oh, the Chinese, they're so thin. It's a mystery. Well, try the desserts. I went out to a restaurant with my mother-in-law, and they brought us dessert, and our dessert was a white fungus soup. And then people have the balls to say to you, like, do you know there's no obesity epidemic in China? No fucking shit. When dessert is white fungus soup, even like 7-year-old boys on their birthday are like, I'm good, I should probably. But anyway, that's it. So white people, we got great desserts. That's the one thing we for sure have done, and that's great. That's fine. Celebrate the desserts. We'll bring dessert to the interracial potluck in the sky. But let's not even get carried away about that, right? Because the desserts aren't better because white people are any better than anybody else, right? Really what it comes down to is white people tend to have pretty good desserts because the fruits in Europe tend, on the whole, to be less exciting. That's all it comes down to, right? If you got two kids, one of them gets an apple and the other one gets a papaya, obviously the kid with the apple is gonna invent cupcakes. Right? You've essentially left them no choice. So even if there were like hardcore like European pastry racists and they were like giving the gears like a dude from India or whatever, they wouldn't have a leg to stand on, They'd just be like, why didn't your people invent the crème brûlée? Or if you're so smart, why didn't you invent the Black Forest cake? The guy from India would just be like, because we can grow mangoes. Do you understand? Just with the power of the sun and the rain, we can grow a fruit that tastes like God is kissing your mouth. God, I had to do like 7 minutes of stuff about how much I hate Nazis before you'd feel comfortable with me doing that voice. Mexico, Donald Trump hates Mexico. The guy, he's a crazy person. Like my brother just got back from Mexico and I was so envious. I would love to go. I've never been. It looks like such a beautiful country, such beautiful art history there. The Mexican flag. Have you ever really looked at the Mexican flag in the room by applause? It's incredible. It's an incredible flag. The Mexican flag is so detailed. It's got all these allusions to like Aztec myth and Mexican history. It's a very beautiful and very detailed flag to the point of almost like the Mexican flag is almost so detailed that it's like they designed their flag before they talked to any other countries like about what flags would be. Like you can easily imagine like Mexico at a meeting of all the countries like 120 years ago or something. They're just like, hey, do you guys have your flag yet? Because this is gonna blow your mind. Okay, so it's red, white, and green, okay? And in the middle, there's an eagle. And the eagle is standing on a cactus. And then under the cactus, there's laurels. But you know how laurels is usually 2 sprigs of like the same leaf? These are 2 distinct sprigs of different leaves. And they're tied in the middle with a ribbon of red, white, and blue. Now the eagle that's standing on the cactus is fighting a rattlesnake. And the eagle's got the rattlesnake in its beak, and the rattlesnake got teeth out. It's not really clear who's gonna take this thing until you look closer and you realize that the eagle is also holding the snake in its talons. So, what do you think? Italy, did you hear it? What are you guys doing for yours? And Italy's just like, they're talking to somebody else. Like, huh? Yeah, we'll probably do the same thing as you, just do the red, white, and green. Anyway, Mexico's just gobsmacked. Like, what are you, Italy, this is your flag. This is the first thing everybody's gonna see. Just Nepal, would you help me talk some sense into these guys? And Nepal is like, just probably not a good time for bringing this up, but we're not even gonna do a whole flag. That joke kills if you know what the Nepali flag looks like. You guys are gonna leave tonight and be like, that was fun. The last guy did about 100% more flag stuff than I was expecting. Flags are funny because each country has a different relationship to their flag. Like Americans who love their country, they think all they have to do is just list the colors on their flag. And that's like, end the conversation. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue, baby. Which is hilarious because later on tonight, when you're home with your loved ones, flip through the flag emojis on your phone. They're all red, white, and blue. Virtually every flag in the world. It's by far the most popular collection of colors. There is literally, to just shout the phrase red, white, and blue is literally the least specific possible expression of national sentiment. There's no and yet it doesn't stop him. It doesn't even slow him down. He's a big old dude from Texas. Woo! Red, white, and blue, baby! These colors don't run. I'm talking about red, white, and blue. Guy next to him just like, yes, red, white, and blue. Vive la France! What? What you talking about, Froggy? You better shut your frog hole, because I'm out here celebrating the red, white, and blue. Yeah, that's right. Why don't you go back to France? Because he's talking about the red, white, and blue. Oh, the Union Jack. Oi, 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 oi. God damn it. I'm talking red, white, and blue. Yes, yes. I am also enthusiast of the Republic of Serbia. I'm learning German right now, which is a very hard language to learn. Does anyone speak German here in the crowd? 9, he says. Leave it to me, okay, buddy? I get the microphone. His dream is he leaves tonight and the president of 604 Records is like, hold on, are you the 9 guy? Guess who our next signed comedian is? I don't know any German. I was trying to think of a phrase. Anyway, just imagine how funny that would have been. But I'm learning it, and it's tough. It's very difficult. It's a difficult language to learn for English speakers because so much of German looks and sounds deceptively like English. So your instincts kick in, but your instincts are wrong, so then you have to fight your instincts. I was doing my class, and I came across the phrase, die roten Fische. Die roten Fische. That's easy, right? What is it? The rotten fish. So fucking obvious. So I go, the rotten fish. And the instructor goes, actually, this is our phrase for the red fish, but, it's good that you're learning about other cultures. It's completely different. And the other thing that's so difficult about German is it's the only language that all through your life, everybody's telling you how easy it would have been for you to speak German. Whenever an oldster is telling you about World War II, they're always like, and if it weren't for so-and-so, we'd all be speaking German right now. Or if it weren't for such and such, we'd all be speaking German. And I know that's good, right? Historically, that's a positive thing, but it's hard when you're having, a moment of frustration in class. You're just trying to remember what gender a particular noun is. And you just think, God damn it, Winston Churchill. I'm like cursing the ghost of my grandfather. Just, maybe if somebody hadn't been so brave. No, you don't like any World War II revisionist jokes? Maybe not on International Anti-Racism Day. That's fair. That's fair. There was another joke that I wanted to tell, but I can't remember it at the moment. I'll remember it soon. As you can tell, I really got here too early, and I'm not making my best effort. Not that I'm not contemptuous of your time, but I am contemptuous of the internet audience's time, and there are a lot more of them than there are of you. Just kidding, nobody's watching. I got a real ho-ho from the back. That was good. We were in my family, Germany, a few years ago. That's why I'm learning German, because we're moving to Berlin for a few months, because we just loved the city. Even though we had a very traumatic experience there. We were in Berlin, and my daughter found out that she has a severe walnut allergy. Actually, we had to buy her EpiPen yesterday. We had to buy a new EpiPen, because they expire after a year. And you have this moment, like, where the cheap part of you is like, couldn't you have eaten, like, one fucking nut? So I'm just gonna throw away all this adrenaline. There are kids in the Sudan who have no adrenaline. So we're throwing away the EpiPen, but the first time ever that she had her severe reaction was in Berlin. We were on a family trip, and she was eating walnuts, and she started swelling up, and her eyes got big, and we're in a hotel room. It was fucking terrifying. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you ever find yourself careening down the streets of a foreign capital, huddled in the back of an ambulance, sirens wailing through the night, you're cradling the light of your life to your chest, not sure if she's gonna make it, try and comfort yourself by just listening to all of the spoken German that surrounds you. Just the soothing, just like, das Swollen, baby! By far the most terrifying night of my life. Like, we get to the hospital, and they give her all the medicine, the swelling starts going down, she's breathing fine, everything's okay, and then she falls asleep. And then they sit us down with this stern German allergist, who you were probably already picturing as at least a little stern. I don't think that's unfair. I doubt there's a bunch of just super chill, just laid back German allergists who are just yeah, eat what you want. So they sit us down with this guy. He goes, from this point on in your travels, you must carry with you an EpiPen. Do you know how an EpiPen works? And we were like, no, we don't. This is a new thing for us. Our kid is 1.5 years old. This is totally new. We said, no, we don't know how an EpiPen works. He says, when you are using the EpiPen, you must inject the needle into the muscular part of the baby's thigh. I don't know how much time you spent around 18-month-olds. They're not famous for the strict muscular definition of their thighs, right? It's kind of the thing we love the most about babies. They got a little girl, she got 4 limbs. They're all roughly the consistency of a Turkish delight. But now here is this medical professional saying, if you want your child to live, you must inject the needle into the muscular part of it. It's like if somebody said to you, if you ever want to see your kid again, you have to deliver these documents to the fancy part of Port Coquitlam. And you go, how fancy are we talking, bro? For people watching at home, just Port Coquitlam is just the shitty place near wherever you live. And if you're watching from Port Coquitlam, you need to get off the internet because your dad needs to use the phone. Anyway, what was that? Anyway, thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for being part of this evening. My name's Charlie Demers. Good night.
Keep it going for Charlie Demers, everybody.